clearly.
But I be wondering how much shit she really know. Cause if I told y'all the shit that I done went through a lot of these motherfuckers I be looking up to on social media, these social media icons, y'all would think I'm crazy. But I really live that shit. Damn. For instance, one nigga's teaching healthy how to, eat clean for your body. But he ain't talking about the spiritual body. This nigga got about 11 back months.
All right, cool. Give thanks. Yeah, we're going live here. David Dimitri live in color. The Delphi Priestess. Live in and everybody's evening up. Had to go through some technical difficulties, which turned out to be as usual, a small zine. All right. So yeah, we live on Instagram. David Dimitri live in color with Delphi Priestess. And that's a place up. Give her props and respect, love, and shine all your light and wishes unto her for her patience with me. We had a problem with anyway.
Hello.
Yeah, I hear you nice and clear. I can even hear them in the background. That's the kids, huh? That's how it is. All right, this special live is definitely for the nightlife, nighttime, loved ones, each one. We're on David Dimitri live in color on YouTube. We're on OWU on YouTube, the Original World Union. As usual, can you leave your and we're on David Dimitri Johnson on Facebook. Delphi Priestess is who y'all looking at. I like big blunts. Hopefully you getting lit up right now because you're gonna download some great information. You're gonna be downloading some great information from the Queen Delphi Priestess. On the level of demons. What are demons? How does it work? How does it benefit you instead of the taboo? Demons are the enemy. Let them know. Make them know, Queen Woman.
Well, let me know where you, because I have you also on my Instagram. So, I don't know where to start when it comes to demons. I would say if you're really going to work with demonic energy, dark energy, you have to do shadow work. I would request that from you. The benefits of working with dark work is the potency that comes with working with darker Damien.
Yeah. So we're going to get into this. We're going to bring the Sekhmet energy, the Sheshat energy. If you know in ancient Kemet teaching, Sheshat, you have Jehuti, known as Tehuti thought. The Hermetic teachers didn't just come from Jehuti, they came from Sheshat. And it's a real sad thing that so many don't know that. She is just the same thing, but the queen form. So listen to Sister Delphi. She's going to bring balance to some of your misinformation.
Okay. I was saying that first, before you start with dark energy, you should do some shadow work. But the power of working with demonic energy is the potency. The potency and like for instance, if you're going to use Lilith, dark goddess Lilith energy, she's really good with portals, manifestation, and there's a potency It depending how you approach the deity. If you're gonna meditate, I've had experiences where she comes through and she brings forth a certain level of chaos energy. So you have to be in a certain level of stillness when you're working with Lilith. But she's very potent, she's very direct. That's one thing with dark energies, they're very direct, very potent. And you can use it for good or bad. It's like a knife. It's like a tool. How are you going to use it? Are you going to use it for it's the practitioner. It's based on the practitioner for good or for bad. For manifestation, you could use the demonic energy to manifest.
Yes.
You can use Belial. I use the Croatian Belial. You can use them to manifest. You can use Astra to manifest. And the thing is, I'm going to say like the cookie cutter way to use some of these deities may not apply to you. So how you have to find your own personal connection with these deities, because there's people that I have followed how to use certain dark deities, and that deity said, no, you don't have to use me that way. So there's certain ways to use Belial that other people using him that way you may not have to use them that way. It all depends on how old your soul is and how well you intuitively know that deity.
Yeah.
That goes all your dark deities. They don't affect people the same way. The way I may use Belial may not, let's say if you decide to use the deity, the way I might use Isis, we won't necessarily get the full result. And it all depends on the individual.
Okay, this is great. I'm really feeling it, and this opens up a total pathway toward multiple discussions focused on one. So we're gonna sound the alarm, y'all. We sounding the alarm because we just getting started. So whoever you are, we give thanks, Dia_Dia214. Gratitude. I like big blunts. Gratitude. And everybody else that would come in. Let me check the other platforms that I'm on, because I am going live on Facebook at David Dimitri Johnson. Join me there. I'm more known as a filmmaker there. And David Dimitri Live in Color on YouTube, I'm more known as a filmmaker there, because that's what I've been doing for years, and a music artist. But we're going into the metaphysics and the higher consciousness, bringing you to download on demon. I put demonology in there. I know there's a better term for it, but as clearly what I did put in the comments is that Sister Delphi Priestess is communicating with us about how to communicate and keep relations with actual demonic entities and forces for our benefit. This is the first thing that comes to your mind subconsciously because of your previous programming. You have been manipulated, as all of us have. And this is why we're bringing this to you, that there's more to things than they're seeing. So first, let's make it clear. I'm going to speak for myself, but I trust that this is the same thing. You have to know that this sister, this queen, is speaking about demons, not in the taboo teachings you've been taught that they're your enemy and going to harm you. There are cultures that made all African descent and dark-skinned human beings' ancestors demons. It is called European culture. Even to this day, more Europeans in Europe have overcome that stupidity, but Americans, dark-skinned, mid-skin like me, and white, still can't get over it. You've been lied to. A human soul can end up angelic, which is just simply beneficial and good for positive innocent humans. They could be narfaric after they pass away because of whatever decisions they made, or maybe it even their fault of what they became before they passed on. So they have some work to do wherever they go to, or whatever they become when they pass away. So now those entities which still influence our world and our lives because we're connected with them, they'll be what you've been lied to and told is a demon. But the origin of the word demon does not come from the dark side, whatever they want to call it. But I'm going to let the queen teach you that. I just wanted to let you know so that you don't run away. Bless them.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. So when I first woke up to what demon is and everything demonic, I woke up to Bobby Hemmett. He explained
Bobby Hemmett.
Yes, demonology and the power of demonology. And it's a calling. It's not like spirituality is not like religion where it's a recruit. I can't sit here and recruit you necessarily. It's a calling. You will feel drawn to it. And I was very curious and drawn to it. Like listening to this man speak about demonology. And when you get into a certain level of magic, you have to come across demonology. What is the demon? And essentially the demon is you. You're the master. You are working with these energies, essentially their energy, their consciousness, and you have to feel comfortable. You can use them for the energies for just about anything.
Yes, absolutely.
To destroy, to create. And you can use chaos energy for just about anything. What I'm learning that is really unique and really controversial is that some of the saints and some of the mothers are also demonic energy.
Okay. Oh, wait. Woo! Did you say some of the mothers? Some of the queen goddesses?
Have you heard of the Black Madonna?
Yes.
She's come to me and she's like, why don't you use me in your work? She's a chaos mother.
Okay.
A lot of people, when they get into a certain level of system,
she's of the Apep.
Yes. When you go to the Polish have her a lot.
The Polish. Oh, I got a book for you. Keep talking. I got a book for you. I don't even know if I'm going to share it on this yet. We're going to have to do another talk. Go for it. I'm listening. Woo! They don't know about the Polish.
When I was a little girl, it was haunting. So, I'm going to tell you a haunting story. I'm from New York originally. I was born in Haiti.
I knew it.
Raised in New York.
I heard it in you.
And so every year, my mom and dad, we would go and we would drive to Pennsylvania, I think it's Polish or Amish.
Okay.
And we would go to the shrine. This big, beautiful cemetery, big, beautiful church. And every time I would go to her shrine, they would have this big bell. You would, my father said they don't have it there anymore. But there's this big bell that when you go, you kind of announce yourself. It's a big, ancient, big bell.
That's big in that culture too.
And that's a frequency, and that's a ritual. So there's something deep about them removing it. But big, big bells mean a lot of things. It's very powerful to have a bell. It's anyway, that's a whole different story. So I would go there just about every year for like 10 years. And every year for 10 years after I leave, I would have nightmares.
What? Come on now. Why was you having nightmares? Why?
She told me later on she wanted me to remember her. She said, you'll remember me, because she didn't want me to forget her as just a childhood moment, I would just go visit. So I'm a clear channel. I'm a very clear psychic medium.
Yeah.
And she said, I wanted you to remember me. Now you remember me, right? You will never forget me. You're in your 30s and you still remember me, right? I was like, I remember a lot of nightmares.
Wow. See, but that energy was there.
She was protecting me even in the cemetery because I had a spirit. One of the ghosts from the cemetery manifested herself, a little girl. And she almost convinced me and my little sister, my stepsister, to go with her. That's what that was that day when she came and she was like, yeah, I have my whole family. We're in the back. I'm like, in the back of what? All I see is the cemetery. Like, no, we're in the back. We're in the house. It's like, it didn't make sense to me. Like, how do they live? So, luckily for me, I didn't follow the ghost. I'm very, clearly could see the ghost.
This is so deep to me. I don't know how anybody else is taking this, but yo, seriously. I didn't know my dad till 2010. Like mid 2010 when I got back to the United States after the World Cup, because I worked for the World Cup Federation. I did 11 games in the World Cup and did not grow on. I only played one season of soccer growing up, so it's pretty weird, funny because I meet so many people, so many of my friends from overseas or period love soccer, and I could play because I'm just athletic, but I ended up in the World Cup. They'd never been. It's like, but my dad, I get back to the United States, and when I finally got back to California, he had moved back to California, and he's at my grandma's house, and me and him start having a relationship where I go and build with him. And like, he told me a story that changed his life. It was like, he was in somebody's house, in their back house. They was getting high on coke and doing all this different shit. He was in there pimping and all that stuff. So he had went over here, he was running away. He had got into it, stabbed somebody or something. He was crazy. My dad was crazy. And like, a demon had came out. A full-fledged demon had picked him up, threw him on the wall, and did all kind of stuff to him. And I never seen him ever have emotions till he was telling us this. It was like he went into a complete phase. It was like, I never seen him like this. And like I said, of course I didn't know him like that, but he was telling the truth because I've been through some things, but not like that.
They won't allow me to tap in, so I'm not going to. Because I usually have downloads for stuff like that, but they won't allow me because it's sacred. It was an awakening for him to kind of wake up.
Something was going on.
He could have been spiritual for him. Like he could have
He a complete atheist, never believed in no God. I mean, my dad was a nutcase. Like I said, he literally killed the dude in front of us. I'm not saying that to be bringing any shock jock, but he killed the dude in front of us when we was kids. He disappeared when I was 10 years old. I didn't see him again, like I said, until 2008, and then I left the country. When I got back in 2010, mid 2010, almost 2011, we started getting to know each other. But stuff happens to people, and that one I believe. That one, out of everything he've ever said, and what you were just saying, I believe you. Everything you're saying, I believe you. And we're talking, y'all, we are talking about communicating with demons and demons being in your life. Even if y'all think that this is crazy, the Judeo religion known as Islam teaches you that you at your birth, before your birth, are assigned an angel and a couple of angels and a demon. You see? Yeah. So her teaching us and revealing to us that we can communicate. Let me tell you, y'all, if y'all...
My demon was Baphomet growing up. That was my protector as a little girl, Baphomet.
Wow. I always wondered why you were into the things you went into, because you talk about things on the terms of where it's coming from more like the circular society's terms and all this stuff it is. But I was raised up on an African perspective because I had actual Africans that were Yoruba and they were Ifa background. They were Christianized, but they taught me because their auntie was actually, her and her husband was an Ifa priest and priestess. They were, he was an African American. So I actually got inducted into that without knowing, without thinking about it. I'm a young teenager. I still had dope dealing after that. My whole life has been backwards. And, you know, you got black people getting certain ages before they get this consciousness and get this reality. It was given to me young. I was like Tupac. I didn't even think much of it. Like I did. I was like, okay, this is who we are. But I already knew we was God and goddess. So, you know, my mom taught me that. And, you know, ain't no ultimate God nowhere, it's us. But
Wow, you're privileged. That's good.
I don't put it that way. I'm just, some people get the information later than me and do better with it, you know? And it's sad to say, in our community, the black, you know, being, I don't know what the hell is wrong with Apple. They always want you to upgrade shit. they bugaboos. But I was gonna say that I think I'm gonna say the black people in America, but our specific people in America, the blacks, we need to stop waiting until we 40 years old, 35 years old to be conscious. And I see the younger, your age and younger are doing that. But there's so much of those like my age running around here and sat up in prison and did all this shit and keep trying to be bullies and stalkers and shit and blackmailing and all. We need more of us like you, Delphi Priestess. Word. We do. Because think about how far you are ahead of queens and kings, supposedly. But they can't get past, I'm a Christian. Well, I'm a Muslim. Well, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. Okay, well, why you addicted to disagreeing though? Why you addicted to So, but anyway, I'm gonna let you go into that. And guess what they gonna blame? The reason why I said it. They gonna blame demons. Until they snap out of it. They gonna blame Lucifer, Satan, demons. Fuck out of here.
Speaking of Lucifer, I work with the feminine perspective. Most people know Lucifer to be masculine, but I work with more of the feminine Lucifer. The great mother, the great mother Lucifer. She's a Venusian star. She's from Venus.
You just mashed the whole place up. You mashed the place up. They need to sink that in. Yo, that needs to sink in. Whoa! She just mashed the place up with the metaphysical knowledge. Yo, nobody in history on earth has ever said Lucifer. What would we call her? Who is she? What's her name? She's the Sithist. The Sith, but a female Sith. Break it down.
Well, she's come to me masculine because I believed her to be masculine, but she's feminine. She calls herself the Great Dark Mother, and she's from Venus. She's Venusian, and Venus is
Venetian.
That's what she says to me. Those were the channelings I used to channel on my channel about Venus and the connection with Venusian star and with the heart. Venus is very connected to the heart, and Lucifer, the divine feminine Lucifer, is of both war and of love. Not that one is less or greater than the other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's time for war and there's time for love, and she does both. She's that. But Lucifer is for me. Some people might be masculine. For me, the type of energy, Luciferian energy I work with, is the ancient dark mother.
Ancient dark mother, and I don't think she means the skin color.
No. Like a dark meaning ancient, just from the nothingness, the abyss, the void.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Wow.
what we perceive as the void, which is really a lot of stuff that's in the void that we haven't tapped into. That's all that means, really.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know if any of y'all watch Star Wars, but they have these things called Sith, and actually I knew about that before Star Wars because I had a book. My mom used to be in a. My mom was kind of like into the knowledge of like Delphi Priestess, but she wasn't as deep as Queen Delphi. But she would be dropping things on me. What she taught me about Sith, but of course from a masculine perspective. But what a bumbleclot that these dreaded. They just said men are everything. Rocks are men, water's men, male, earth is male, sun is male, everything got to be damn male. It just dawned on me when you said that. You're not moved at all. You already realized this.
I know. I mean,
I feel fucked up.
no. I mean, like
I feel declassified.
I say it on my TikTok. This is gonna sound crazy, but the time for the calling of the Immaculate Birth is where women give birth on their own. Where when I keep getting, people that I follow, I've outgrown Instagram really, because the things that people are saying on Instagram are never whenever I try to tap into it, it's like it's inaccurate. This one guy said the only way women were able to give birth on their own was because the extraterrestrials came and did all these experiments. And it's like, no. Human beings are gods. Yeah. Human beings are gods. Mm-hmm. Human beings are immortal. Yeah. We can live for millions of years, and this is the realm of the divine feminine. Yeah. And it was a time when women used to procreate on their own. And they explained to me it was as simple as aligning with the energy that was coming into your physical form. It's just being in alignment. To this moment, women, if we genuinely wanted to today, start a whole revolution. They know that time would be up if women started procreating on their own.
Wow.
But if women understood the alchemy that is creation by default.
I hope you know that a lot of us brothers like me are under us. We believe that y'all are doing a revolution. I mean, we already there. We are in it, because ultimately, guess what it's going to do? Those of us that already have been mature enough and aren't broken in our heart and aren't broken in our spirit, we don't want to be fighting with other men all the time. We don't want to be fighting, sitting around with jealousy in our heart. And all these we don't want to be, we're not predators. We're not booty bandits. We're not, liars and manipulators. And so what's going on, we realize the power of not only the feminine, but of actual human women, because there's dolphin feminine, there's eagle feminine, there's raven feminine, there's salmon feminine. Even the food we eat, some of the animals we eat, there's feminine of them and masculine of them. But the specifically human feminine is revolutionary right now, and nothing's new under the sun. And so you're bringing back And you are so past where many others will become. Isn't it like you don't want your children to be where you could have been with yourself? You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I do. It's not easy because you stand out. Everything I say, people may not agree with it. They don't understand it, even in the spiritual game. But the dark masters that understood it, once again, were the gentleman that you played the other day. What's his name? Phil Valentine, Bobby Hemmett, David Blair. Those are the masters I listen to, and my higher self reconfirm and explain how all of it works. And it's going to be a process. It's not easy because I'm constantly fighting with them as far as the Vatican. That's how far they're trying to take me to the Vatican to denounce me. They said, oh, she's calling herself the Delphi Priestess. They said, she is the Delphi Priestess. They said, what do you mean she's a Delphi Priestess? She's the ancient Delphi Priestess before existence. And they said, in the physical form. They said, yes.
Well, you know,
it's that deep.
In
it's just not on TV.
Well, I want to say with communicating with the demons, how does a soul, a person, do this safely where they're not welcoming principalities that will hurt them or take control of them? How do they do this with specific intent for their specific needs?
Okay. First, hopefully you have an altar. And the first altar should be ancestors. You have to have intention. Everything's intention. Even when you're buying your supplies. And then you have to know your relationship with the deity. Because I've gotten down where some people actually have karma with some of the deities. So let's say you want to work with Belial, one of the great spirits. You would first meditate on Belial. Do your research on Belial. Then you find out.
Yeah, she's saying Belial. Y'all, she's saying Belial in Arabic, if any of you know that means the prayer. Him, the one that prays for everyone. But continue. I just letting them know, just in case it's somebody that's a Muslim, that they don't. Y'all do know there's different type of people with the same name. My name's David, but think about it. There's somebody that's a complete different color, like blonde hair and blue eyes, that has a different destiny in this world and a whole different purpose and way of personality. And then there's another David that's super dark skinned compared to us and has a whole nother thing. So when she's saying Belial, she's not disrespecting Islam or anything. I just wanted to say that.
And then usually they said the goetic spirits bring chaos energy. So you have to be in meditation, deep meditation, when you're calling forth those ancient spirits. You have to be, always have candles. Candles is a form of protection, a form of light for you and the spirits. Understand the sigil, work with the sigil. The sigil is the protection for the deity. Just about every deity has a sigil because a sigil is a portal. Sorry, my daughter is here.
It's okay. It's okay.
Portals like the Veves and Voodoo. There's really no difference.
I'm gonna type these terms into the comment area, y'all. You on Facebook and you right here on Instagram. put these terms. Yeah, and did y'all know sigils actual align with your archetypes? They have specific sigils for the specific archetypes, and each of us has like 1 to 2 archetypes that's more dominant, but there's actually 12 main archetypes of which you can be personality prone to. So these sigils are connected to specific archetypes. I just wanted to say that. So this goes into your subconscious.
Yes. It very much talks to your subconscious, which is AKA your higher self, which is AKA your soul, which is a form of protection, because even if you, the ego, doesn't understand the sigil, the door, it's like it's a form of protection. So do use the sigil. That's a form of protection. And it's a form of honoring the deity. So sigils, candles, altars, ancestors are a form of protection. And know enough about the demon to know if you are calling on the right demon. Because there's been that too, where some people are not calling the right demon.
So there's specific demons. What if there's let me ask you this. What if there's an actual principality that has been coming to you in your dreams, so to say? And then those dreams give you an emotion which force you into a certain attitude along the day. Regardless whether you're 6, 16, 26, 36, and that could be any number within those 10 levels. But what if you say, can a person say with their soul consciousness, not just with your ego, but you intend from your heart, can they want to communicate with that principality whether it has a name or not? It's coming to them in their dreams. And it's causing these.
Chances are that means you were supposed to work with that deity. If it's coming in your dream and it's constant, then it's like, hey, before incarnation, you were supposed to work with this deity. Because remember, back to dreams. Dreams are real. There's no difference between your awakened dream time and your sleep dream time. So they're just visiting you in the vibration where they wouldn't freak you out to see them in your daydream time. It's like me coming to you saying, hey, we're supposed to work together. And every other day I'm coming over, hey, we're supposed to work together. So it's no difference. So that's the same thing for me was the Orishas. I had a horrible dream. Someone was trying to fight me, hurt me. And whenever I'm in a dream and someone's gonna hurt me, I imagine myself back in Haiti in my grandma's house. And all of a sudden, a bunch of Orishas came. At the time, I wasn't really familiar with Orishas. I was just hearing Orishas about Orishas. And then, I don't know, I just started fighting. And then I got bigger and bigger somehow. And then one of the Orishas says, do you want us to help? I said, yes, kill this man. It was a man. I was like, kill him. And we killed him. And then there was like about 12 Orishas. I said, who are you guys? They said, we're Orishas. And I was like, Orishas? That's when I woke up, scared, because I was like the scariest fight. And then I was like, Orishas all day. I was like, I started looking into them, and it was just got profound. So I think that's what that is for people when you're constantly getting a downward dream about a certain day, a certain mystery system. You should look into it.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, that's great knowledge. And with that, I want to say peace and blessings to Alley Cat _B. It's love every time. Gratitude for all your devotion and support. Bass Lines Show. Gratitude for coming on. We want to know more about your show. You all can call in. It's right there on the screen, 909-446-2388. Janelle, That's how you say it. In Hosa, because I lived in Southern Africa. I live in Ibai, which is known as Port Elizabeth. And when you put a X and a O, it goes, oh, that's your, oh, click. And if you want to say the creator, the almighty, you say, tss, oh, that's how you say it. Tss, oh, so it's the front click. Oh, but Kashif Bay underscore, yo, peace. Dia 214. Everybody in the house, like big blunts, still in the place to be. We manifesting. You can call in 909-446-2388. You have questions, you want some guidance, or want to drop some knowledge, and come on in, call on in. We appreciate you. Your comments will be read if you make comments, and believe in yourself and do what you feel. Don't feel insecure here. We all one, and we all here just to learn. And since she said by Muhammad as a reference, we're gonna run a by Muhammad video right now.
The word Damien or demon. Demon comes from the word Damien or Damon. And the word Damon comes from the word Amen or Amen. And the word Amen comes from the word Amen, which means hidden forces. So you took a word, the demon of the Agos Damien, which meant something totally different in the ancient world, ancient Kemet, and even in ancient Greece, the black Greece that I was telling you about. And even what Plato and all them stole, they understood this. You took something that meant something totally different. That by the time Paul and them come by at the Christian age, and they're only interested in religious rule, took something and made it into something else. So Damien becomes demon, but demon becomes a negative connotation. And the true essence of these geniuses that I was telling you about, that we needed to tap into. But all because you got a new something that tells you that don't mess with none of that, you don't tap into it. And that's what I was talking about, the origins of evil. Now let me explain. In Rome, which is also Phoenician origin, I told you about the Etruscans and the original Greek and the original Romans were black people.
Phoenicia.
And just like they do now, like the original Americans used to be Native Americans or Moors, and then they killed off them people and, but took the culture. Anyway, and as Hakeem Bey said, the Greeks probably never were white. That was a new fabrication that probably came down recently. But anyway, the word jinn, you hear the word jinn in the Quran and all that, and you think that's the evil. The word jinn comes from the word genie. Correct. The word genie also means genius. And one's genius is a combination of entities or spirits that live inside of you. And these entities and spirits is the one that gave the brother the mathematical equation he said came with you. He was talking about the brother. Well, that brother basically is tapped into his genius or his genius or his Damians in this Damianic reality, which is all on the inside of you. Which in actuality is dead people in one's head. Now what does it mean by that? When your ancestors die, because we are all a part of the same elemental forces. The melanin is made up of the elemental forces: water, earth, fire, and air. Those same elemental forces that makes you up, that is your soul and everything else, when your ancestors die, they go to live inside of you.
Reverence, resonance, and praises to the dear, beloved Bobby Hemmett. Reverence and praises to Bobby Hemmett. I just want to hear what you have to say about that and to add to the wisdom. Delphi Priestess.
I love Bobby Hemmett. I love his stuff, and it was I was very taken back when I heard everything he said. Deep inside, it always resonated. So what he's saying about it's inside of you, it's meditation. When you start meditating, because most people take meditation like, oh, it's just to calm yourself down, and when you meditate so much, you can actually leave the body. Or if you do dream work, you do lucid dreaming, you leave the body. So in doing that, you set intentions. You can your ancestors could come to you, or you can go out to your ancestors. So as far as he put it, perfect. They're masters. Damien is basically an ancient deity that's a destroyer and a creator, and they work with like ancient chaos energy. Like I said, Black Madonna.
You said ancient chaos energy, right?
Yes, chaos energy. The Black Madonna, that is for me. See, the thing is, like, the Black Madonna may come to you, and she might not work like that with you. So that's the thing I said with every deity, it's different. I wish I had a picture of the Black Madonna. I'm sure you guys know who she is. She's my higher self says she's dizzy energy. Dizzy energy because like you have to be in stillness, meditation, because these energies can be very, very chaos. And a lot of times if you're in the mind only and you only know yourself as a physical being, you might be tempted to like not be the observer but actually tap into the darkness. You allow chaos to go around near the eye, and you just feel the energy, and then you direct the chaos, and you tell it what you want to do, whether you want to use it to create, destroy, and that's all Damien energy is. Of an energy that's created to create.
I hope y'all got that. That's what Damien or demonic energy is. Can you repeat this, what it is again?
It's energy that could be used to create or destroy or manifest. Well, that's what creating means. To manifest. You can manifest something beautiful with chaos energy. It's all in your intents. It's just the void. It's the max. That's why it's potent. It's potent energy. It's like, and if you're only gonna work with dark energy and be in dark, know that there's also a void of stillness. Of like darkness doesn't have to only be chaos too. It could be like they showed me, it's light as a feather, a dark feather from a crow's back. That's how darkness can be, just as soft. Doesn't have to be hard. Damien energy can actually be like a feather. It could be stillness when you really work with dark energy.
This right here, you taking us to that priestess level.
Yeah. It's like, to everybody else, if they haven't perfected it, it's all crazy. But for you, it's like comfort. It's like home. And so when they come for you, they're confused why you're in such stillness. Just what they know is demonic cray, and I'm like, what do you mean? This is my flow. This is who I am. This is what it is. So it all depends on perception and in how you work with it. You gotta be in stillness, because some people who work with so much darkness can become evil, can become no, you have to just you're the master, you're the god.
So you have to be in the attitude of silence and stillness.
Yes.
The attitude of none of this.
No.
None of the confusion, just no static. Just straight.
Yes.
Alafia, peace.
That's the thing.
So which means we need to overcome the idea of polarization, which is moralism. The moralism is like keeping people,
Fear.
yeah, it instigates fear. I mean, I think it's enough in our society and in our world that's causing fear in us or trying to. So why have these undergirded thought patterns and beliefs? Beliefs is like what you put your heart into. That's what a belief is. This is what I stand for. This is what I want. That's the issue with beliefs. Is like you can use beliefs for what you got to achieve. I need to assemble this thing. I never did it before. I need to figure out how to use this software. I never did it before. Or you can use beliefs on information and bodies of information, and people be fighting over that shit. And it's just ignorant. But I want to say on David Dimitri YouTube, gratitude to Dewat team. Hopefully I'm speaking your name right. Gratitude, brother, tuning in on the YouTube, David Dimitri Live in Color. We got to give this sister her everything she deserves here. You know what I'm saying? Because this is really brilliant. What she's doing for us is she's bringing us to, in a short period of time, a higher consciousness level. Y'all can call in at any time. I want to say something. Lately, for some reason, the Instagram been cutting off at about 30 minutes to an hour, somewhere in between there, and then I have to reset it. So if y'all all hearing right now, you don't have to worry. If it cuts off, I'm coming right back on. It's just that I'm cutting it off and restarting the Instagram. And it's more people on the Instagram right now. So y'all need to know, give it a couple of minutes. It'll be right back up. And y'all just jump right back in because it's going to be another 30 minutes at least of great, important information. And she, at the beginning, I want to say, said, make altars. You need to make altars. And she also said another key bullet point that you need to make your altars, have your sigils, your images that are in line with those specific principalities that you are, entities that you are intending, demons that you're intending to have relations with. And they are reciprocity relationships. You have to give. You're not just going to receive. She said all this. I'm just bullet pointing the messages she sent. So I'm going to repeat that. To begin, you need to know what principalities you want to have relationships with. You need to figure out what you want. And, you know, how you're going to keep this relationship. You have to have an altar. It's called an Nkisi. There's different names for an altar. And you have an altar. You put your sigils, not just your symbols. You remember I said that the sigils align with your archetypes. So what archetype within you fits the specific goals that you have in regards that you want that principality, entity, or demon to help you with? I hope y'all understand how me and her are bringing this synergy together to help y'all, because we are all one. This is why Queen Delphi Priestess is doing this. I am David Dimitri to you, but actually I am Dawu Kalini, the Petbe Asaru Ma'a, disguised as mild-mannered citizen David Dimitri. So I have my spiritual devotion all my life. I'm going to go back to Bobby Hemmett. We're giving praises to Bobby Hemmett. He spoke about the Phoenicians. Reason why that's significant, because you understand Phoenician is aligned with Phoenix, the Phoenix people. They call themselves the Phoenix people because of what they learned from their ancestors, known as the Kemetic people. And Greece, Rome, all that was known to the ancient world way back then. At the same time when Samaria was up and running, it was known as Phoenicia. You understand? At the same time as Samaria going, Phoenicia was going. This is long before the Europeans housed that place in those lands. It was when dark-skinned Melanoids housed that place. You see what I'm saying? Civilized civilizers. Knowledge born, continue the wisdom, add it to, let the queen manifest. So my question to you now is, hold on. Let's bring this question in, your reasoning on this.
Goetia demons are powerful entities known as the kings, dukes, and princes of hell, which is also known as the lower fourth frequency. These demons are associated with heinous acts, and each of them rules over a specific domain. For example, there is one demon for legal matters and another one for warfare. Summoning these demons might grant power or success in their specific areas, but they are inherently treacherous and often betray those they work with. Follow me for more hidden knowledge.
Yeah. So the reason why I brought that out is because we're going to have to go into the area where we start questioning. You want to get into their subconscious on the issue of, is this safe? Because of the taboo, because of their upbringing, all of our upbringing was on that demons are the bad guys in the movies and the video games and this and this. And he just spoke on it about tapping into these principalities, what could be of it. What's your response to that toward encouraging others to realize these are neutral entities and principalities that could help them?
It goes back to, you have to know the deity. Pick any deity, no matter how ferocious they're supposed to be. You have to know the deity. Do a little bit of background, because some of it is part textbook, the other part is your intuition, how you connect with the deity. I promote big time meditation. Meditation brings forth the power of alchemy within you, that brings forth the power of magic. When you take your time to go in, take your time. If you're unsure, because everything is intention and energy. So if you find yourself to be fearful of darkness, then that's the energy that's going to come back to you, that fear. So when you're working with chaos energy, you cannot be scared. It's like saying, I'm scared to use a gun. If you're scared to use a gun, chances are you're going to hurt yourself or someone else. It's the same thing with the dark energy. You have to be in your power, and being in your power with chaos is being in stillness. No matter how crazy the energy, you just remain in stillness. And you remain the observer, and then have your intention. So, because essentially the energy of the deity is telling you what realm that deity is from. So that realm of Belial is a realm. The sigil is the door to the realm of Belial. So however that deity holds the realm is how you need to come in. So you have to take your time to get to know the deity. If you're really scared, do your intuitive research, like sit down in meditation. People don't understand the power of meditation. Power of meditation is allowing you to tap into the alchemy inside of you, the magic inside of you, because you're the magic. What you perceive, the Damien, the dark energy, the demonic energy to be, it depends on your connection with that deity, because it's not going to be the same for someone else. Because if I sat here and told you my relationship with these deities, you'd be taken back.
Gratitude. Yeah, it's heavy how you're able to universalize these concepts so that we can all have a benefit from it instead of it just being about you. That's the wonderful thing about what you're doing. There's a reason for everything, everyone. There's a reason why right now in your spatio-temporal zone you hold that you're receiving this specific message. A message that all of us can receive and benefit from. Delphi Priestess. Right there in the Delphi, DelphiPriestess_. And that's who you're listening to. Okay? That's on Instagram. That's the Instagram handle. She's also on YouTube. Can you spell out your YouTube?
It's the same, Delphi Priestess.
Delphi Priestess, just as I spelled it on YouTube. Gratitude for those of y'all on YouTube. Dwight Tim, he said he loves your understanding of energy. He said, I'll be teaching some of those things. Okay, well, Dwight Tim, we need you to come on here and manifest your truth on whatever level you speak in the metaphysics. We appreciate you. He's right there on YouTube. You could find him DWAYTIM if any of y'all want to find him on YouTube. I'm going to ask him to come on to the show and manifest. Now, back to this clever, vitally important matter of our getting settled, y'all. She's making it so that we can settle in, start an altar, find a specific demon, principality, entity that has been told to us is taboo or that's just foreign to whatever our spiritual or religion perspective was. But yet the teachings about this principality are what you feel you need for the specific needs in your life. So I don't believe she's asking you to randomly just do this to be experimenting like you're a 14, 13-year-old kid playing with a Ouija board. That's not what she's saying.
No, not Ouija board. Ouija board is a completely different thing.
Exactly. So what she's saying is you have bills to pay. You have people that you help take care of. You have a life to live, and it applies to that. She's not saying this is some hocus pocus. You understand? What she's saying is this is you being able to communicate. If any of y'all here do not communicate with principalities, everything is just based off of you with humans, that's your main problem in your life. That's the biggest problem in your life. It's like you're going in circles. It's repeating in your mind. It's just you. Let me tell you something about no matter who it is. We repeat a lot of stupid shit in our life. Whether we like it or not, I'm not talking about stuff we can't control. I'm talking about things we can control. We're so bombarded with information just from picking up a cell phone. You think we really putting the right energy and attitude and response reaction into making ourselves an easier, better life? Do you really think we're perfectly doing that? Do you think we're capable of doing that without communicating with principalities? Are you sitting up just talking to a mystery God in your mind? That's a question. That's not a statement. I went from statements to question. Are you still communicating with a mystery God in your mind? Do you believe that there are higher consciousness forces that created this world and life? Well, there are also principalities that used to be humans, or emolis, known as immortals in English, that influence our world. And that's what she's helping you realize, that you should apply some of your energy and time to that. Now, my question to you, Delphi Priestess, is how do you have a reciprocity relationship with these principalities without them being deprived and turning on you? Or is it even possible that they would turn on you?
They can. When it comes to me, it's different. I usually don't really use myself as an example. But when it comes to me, they get reprimanded.
What? What? Okay.
Yes. There's consequences for messing with the goddess.
That's right. Okay. Okay.
Period. That's why, but the rule of thumb for anyone, though, that does work with any deity that they backfire, it's kind of like what went wrong. First of all, that should have never happened. If that is happening, then you go straight to the source. You go straight to, you're telling me the source. What would be the source? You go straight to the source. You go straight to what you were working with, what went wrong. Because if you're working with the dark energy, like we said, if you are looking up the energy, you know the energy, you did your research on the energy. Because if you're new to something, you're going to do your research. Dark energies are not energies you just play with, because they can be very, very potent, very direct, very potent. So you've got to be in your power.
They're not politically correct bound.
And most people are not used to certain level of stillness. It doesn't matter how so-called ferocious that the demon is. If you remain in stillness, you can see the demon's faults. They're telling me the demon's faults. So there you because it's an entity, it's a consciousness. So you see. So the thing is, okay, see, with me, when I speak, I'm kind of elaborating on the ancient ways of working with demons versus how they say it today in certain books, because certain books are based on the practitioner's experience working with that deity. So most people are expecting the same outcome, the same everything. And it's not necessarily the way you work with Ashtroth, for instance. For me, I did by the book, and the deity said, no, you don't have to work with me this way. You can approach me this way. So now for those that are like, well, I can't necessarily talk to Ashtroth like you can, but you can through meditation. The deity will show you signs, might be in your dreams, might be in your physical form, might be in some. If you decide to do spiritual work and you're working with demons, you better have your eyes open. You better be aware of the symbols. They can even warn you. They can warn you if something bad will happen.
Yeah, absolutely. People, this moralism, y'all, what she's saying is so vitally important. It's like the moralism has to get put to the side, y'all. This polarization that this is good or this is bad. Y'all ever thought that it's neutral?
It is very neutral.
But guess what's not neutral? People. Human beings ain't neutral, y'all. Human beings ain't neutral. They said they doing non-biased research. I found some data on some non-biased research. You out your damn mind.
What we're doing is I'm telling fish that they live in water. There's a young fish and an old fish, and the old fish says, "Hey boy, how's the water today?" And the young fish says, "What's water?"
Water.
Why? A fish spends its whole life immersed in water.
Humans ain't neutral. It's very rarely you can get neutral, and
That's right. You have to meditate, stay in the stillness when you work. Because when you are in neutrality, you're in complete stillness. No matter how chaos the energy, no matter how demonic the energy is, you can like if somebody's possessed, you stay as calm as you can to take away the possession. You know, or else you're of no use. That's how I see it. Did you dress in black on purpose? We're both in black.
say again.
Did you dress in black on purpose? We're both in black.
I don't know what happened. I never wear black during the summer, but it's because it's not summer no more. I've been putting on black because I couldn't wear black. I hate wearing black during the summer because it just makes me hotter. And so I had this on because I had a lot of spiritual battles today. And do you know I had to actually I'm just gonna say it. I work with blood.
Mm-hmm. You do. I can see it all over you.
I work with blood, and I had to get some blood covering over the last these people, and they parking in front of my under my home and playing music loud and yelling and screaming and waking us up. We gotta get up early in the morning and work until after it's dark. We still working, and you can't do that to me. I'm paying too much to live here. $3,000. You know, come on, man. Don't nobody got time for that shit. So I had to go through some legal. I'm done with not. I don't believe in responding. Another thing I learned through demonic relations. I don't believe in responding. I believe in being proactive. I believe in being the source of the action, the source of the direction we're going, and that's what I went and I'm about to show them. That's what's happening. Like you know, you ain't accidentally doing that, and so that's an example to all y'all that y'all need to start getting in touch with your not only your ancestors but the principalities that are considered demons by the colonizers and slave masters. You understand? Y'all got to get in touch with those principalities, whether you like it or not. And, you know, I don't just talk about stuff like this on my show, but we are addressing this, and it will show who you really are if you're able to deal with people outside of your past comfort zone, your consciousness comfort zone. That's what I call it. Will you run away from us, or will you just say they're neutral? They're different. Their ideas are different. Their perspectives are different. In fact, I like some of it. You know, and maybe you want to come on to represent your music, your talent. You don't have to be talking deep like this. We need what you got to offer us. You see where I'm coming from? And that's what's so spectacular about you, whoever you are. So, you know, we're bringing this information, and she's bringing the information more properly in a way where it benefits you. And I know for sure that you're going to be a better version of yourself after this lesson, and know that there's many other lessons. Keep following, follow her directly. Delphi Priestess. And this is, you know, what we do. We drop the knowledge. I'm going to share with y'all another video, okay?
The word.
Oh, sorry about that. So,
Are you playing it?
yeah, I was playing it.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay. Well, what's happening is the Instagram ended, so let's get it back up. You know what the Instagram, you know what it does. It has a time limit. I think that means we're in an hour. We went just at an hour, so it's only allowing me to do hours at a time. Don't worry, I'm already on it. What was this? Demon. G101. Do.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at it now in your 34th.
So it came up.
Yeah, it's just not obviously.
So we can
site.
go in on that, and that's the sigil. What's the name thing? I was kind of so.